Hey guys, how's it going, and welcome back to another Warframe 2024 playthrough episode. If you remember, last week we finished by gathering up all of the non-prime frames in the game. So we now have all the parts we need for all 57 non-prime frames currently in Warframe, which is fantastic. However, it does now mean that this week we have to farm up all of the resources to build all of those 57 frames. So the ultimate goal of this episode is going to be to have every single Warframe crafting by the end of the week. So by crafting, I mean like their actual main component part. The one that I'm a bit unsure of is potentially Equinox. I can't remember if her day and night aspects take 72 hours also. Yeah, okay, so Equinox might take a bit longer. So maybe we'll just say all of their parts are crafting by the end of the week. And then next week, hopefully, we will have every single Warframe non-prime in the game in one go. That is the plan. So without further ado, I just want to kind of show you what I've set up in terms of how I'm going to be farming this. I've made myself a nice little spreadsheet, so let's take a look at that. Alright guys, so this is obviously very tiny right now, but this is our farming spreadsheet that we have set up. So this is basically telling me all of the materials that I'm going to need, where I'm going to get them from, so either, Plains of Eidolon or Valis, Cambion Drift, and we're just going to go through these bit by bit, and I'll kind of zoom in here just to explain how this is all working. So on the left we have our frames. I've got a little tick box here to say whether or not I've built them or not, or whether or not we have a complete set, which obviously now we do. So when you tick these, there's a little calculation going on at the bottom here, which essentially shows you how much you're going to need. So you can see total all and then total remaining. Let's have a look at one which is has a different value. There's probably not any in this section, although right here there's one. So what's that? Styanax? No. Gauze. Alright, yeah. So we've already built gauze. So you can see here that the total remaining is actually 5. If we hadn't built gauze, we would need 8, but we only need 5. If I was to untick this, then you can see that value has gone up to 8 now. So that's how this is working, and it's just making sure that obviously we don't get too many resources. But what we'll do as we go through this, when we finish each section of farming, we will recalculate before moving on to the next section, because otherwise, there's a few caveats with this. For example, let's see, pyrotic alloy. That's also going to require cryotic, right? So in the MISC section down here, cryotic, at the moment we only need 2,626, but we're going to need more than that once we've actually finished building all the cryotic that we, not cryotic, the pyrotic alloy that we are going to need. So yeah, there's a few caveats to it, and you kind of just have to do it as you go along, but I've ordered these up as I want to do them. So we'll do Plains first, then all Valis, then Cambion Drift, then the Zariman, then Duviri, then Sanctum Anatomica. We shouldn't need to do any railjack. As you can see here at the bottom, these are actually coded to go green as soon as it drops below a negative amount, so obviously needed -8. We can't do that, so it's going to go green. We don't need to farm it, so railjack we don't even have to touch, which is great. Ophelia, we just need polymer bundles from. Ilara, we're going to need hexanon and more oxium. And then, yeah, Circulus Lure, we're not going to have to touch either. You can see we've got greens on all of those. Gabby, we're not going to have to touch for circuits. Terrorum, we just need Orokin cells for, but there's a chance that we might obviously pick this up beforehand. We only need 7 Orokin cells, so that's why this is quite far back. It's because, there's a few places down here, Cambion Drift, for example, or even, I don't know if they drop from Lure, actually, but I'm not doing Lure anyway, so it doesn't matter. But either way, there's a good chance we might get some Orokin cells before we get up to this point, which means we won't have to touch Terrorum either. And then Wahiba, in case we needed Morphix, which we just definitely do not, so we're not going to need to do that. And in terms of MISC stuff, we've got all the form we need, so we're just going to be farming Cryotic, Kavat genetic codes, which are for Korra. We don't need any Kuva or Nama Isoblasts. We need 8 more Nitane extract, which obviously we can just get very quickly from the Nightwave shop. And then we've got some Vein Thorns, which we're going to need to obviously buy the beacons from our syndicates to get. Annie always comes last because that's where we're going to get our Argon crystals from. I've put it at 0. I don't actually have 0, but by the time we obviously come to farm this, we will have 0. So this is the very, very last thing that we're going to do so that we have all of the argon crystals in place, ready to just go through and build everything without them having to decay. So hopefully that makes sense. I will probably make a separate video on this, I don't know, and then obviously release it if you guys want to use it. I find this quite useful a lot of the time to get spreadsheets like this, just to have a clear plan of action ahead. So yeah, without further ado guys, let's just go ahead and start getting all of this stuff. Here they are. So there's 6. How many did I need? I need 43. So I'm going to keep looking around. And then once I've got all of those, we'll move on to the Orb Valis. Alright, so quick tip. Whenever you start on Orb Valis, make sure to do any exploiter orb hunts you need to do first to get the lazulite toroids. Because the exploiter orb does drop a ton of other stuff with it, so you're going to be wasting your time if you do this last. You'll end up with a lot of duplicates you do not need. Alright, so I have everything now from Fortuna except for the Hespasm alloy. So Hespar is what we're in need of. So I just thought I'd show you kind of how I've been running this. Hespar is actually a really painful to farm. You get it from red veins. It's kind of similar to farming Thormica in a sense on Deimos. Maybe slightly less tedious, but basically I just go over to this cave and run it all the way through. If I don't get any in the entire cave, then I will just abort to the orbiter and restart. Sometimes you do get a bug where if you go back to Fortuna and then re-enter that way and come back to this cave, there will not be any ore veins at all in here. So I tend to always go back to Fortuna, then abort to orbiter if I've obviously found some. And then I can also obviously restart any crafts in the foundry at the same time. I hate it when it does this. So yeah, this bit takes a while, and we need a lot. I think we need like 310, and the most we can get out of a single kind of deposit is 20. Why is this one just dead? That's very annoying. Yeah, don't know. So yeah, we'll just keep working our way through. Sometimes you can also actually get toroids in here as well. I'm going to throw down my Uncle Crewmate because I did not know that that was there. We'll keep working our way through. Red veins only. Okay guys, so I was about to show you how to farm up, or how I like to farm up Thormica. And then I happened upon a Kavat buff and managed to get 60 in one run. So I'm going to do it again. But that's all we actually need for this farm is 60 Thormica. And since we obviously have a resource booster and we have the Kavat buff, I was able to get everything in one go. So that's quite good. But let me just quickly re-enter because I kind of want to show you guys, yeah, what it looks like. Kind of cave that I always go to. Similar to Orb Valis where I'll just fly to a single cave. Check it out. And then head back. Right to the end here. And into here. And this cave usually has, you know, you should get probably maybe 1 per run, usually. I had 2 in the last run. One I got 20 from, and the other I got 40 from, because of the Kavat buff. But I'm just going to kind of run through here. You guys can see on the map in the top left, there's actually quite a few ore deposits right here. I tend to actually farm everything when I'm getting Thormica. Obviously, you have the sort of single line patches when you're mining minerals, which allow you to get sort of 2 in one go. They are always very useful, and I have actually got Thormica on way more than one occasion from doing those instead. So, just something to bear in mind. But yeah, this is the cave that I like to use for farming all of the ores, really, on Deimos. So yeah, let's move on now. I think we've got everything we need from the Cambion Drift. Alright, so moving on to the Zaraman, we need to get some Void Quills. Is that what they're called? And we also need some more Thrax Plasm, but not much. We need 93 more Thrax Plasm. We have 1,407 already, so that's pretty good. And we need another 47 Void Plume Quills. So we should be able to do that fairly quickly. Luckily, Void Flood has appeared here as the final one, and on Steel Path, we can go ahead and get 8 Void Plume Quills on each run. We need to seal 15 Ruptures, which, you know, it might take a bit. Void Cascade might also be an option as well. Find and activate 2 Lock Surges is pretty quick. Don't think there's anything else here really that I want to do, especially not Exterminate for 2. So we'll go ahead and just do Void Flood to get the 8. We need to do this 6 times, which I think we should well be able to do. Alright, so we have now done Zariman. We're moving on to the Duviri resources now, which are probably going to take us a bit longer. I'm just having a look to see what we're going to need. And it's a lot. So we're going to go ahead and just jump right in here. Although actually we don't need to be on Steel Path for this. We're just farming resources out and about. There we go, so double drops from crates and plants. That is exactly what we wanted. 12 per drop. It's certainly possible. Can get some Kovnik while we're at it. I think we can get more. Is this an owl puzzle? It is. Do not want to do that right now. Yeah, we can get 12. Can we get 16? I don't know if we can get 16 or not. Either way, we just need to find one more. I don't think we're going to be able to squeeze any more Ui Mag out of the Chamber of Muses. If we had access to Kalervo's Hold, then we might have been able to get all of it in one run, but it's not looking good. So I think that we will head out, and we can come back in and head back over here and just keep going until we have enough. We need like 200. I've got 84 this run, which isn't bad. So yeah, we're gonna need like, I'm gonna say we get to like 60k maybe. I wish with Korra's whip you could like hold it down like you can with melee now. That'd be so nice. So let's just have a quick look through what we got in that in 40 minutes or 42 minutes. Yeah. So yeah, Steel Essence 40, that's pretty nice. Only 2 Riven Slivers, that's pathetic. 68 Tellurium in 40 minutes, I will take that. 128 Gallium, 634 Detonite, nearly 60k Poly, and just over 20 or nearly 22k Plastids. So not too bad for the first farm. So that's all I need to do in that section. So the next thing I need to do is Hexanon and also Oxium. Okay, I think this angle works. This is the spot right here. And we'll be super cautious. We'll like replace shields at say like, I don't know, yeah, 10 seconds. I want to see how much of this I actually need. So I need 571 Hexanon, 1084 Oxium. And how much have we got? Oh, okay, we got enough Oxium. And we've nearly got enough Hexanon. Wow, this farm went quick. I'm glad we had that Kavat buff right at the start. That was good. Jeff, stop dying. Come on. So now we have literally everything bar argon crystals, ferrite, and a few of the miscellaneous things. So we're going to do the miscellaneous things first. So, oh god, my least favorite, cryotic. So I'm going to do this on... I don't think I'll do this on steel bath. I'm just going to do this on normal. Yeah. Let's actually equip some weaponry for this, perhaps. We don't have much going on here right now. Maybe I'll just throw on the Kuvanuko. 68 on all, so I need to do like probably 10 or so. Ooh. Ooh. Let's try this. We can do this, we can do this, we can do this. I'm risking it for a biscuit. Yeah, we can have this. No worries. Now we gotta run! Whee! Power! Power for you. I'll take you as well. Okay, good. Oh, that was so good. That was 3. We got 3 in 1 right there. Okay, so let me just check how much cryotic we have now. Cryotic, 10,374. Perfect, that's enough. So now I need Cavagenetic codes. Well, that's a bit sad. Only 2 in 1 run. That could have been huge. But we'll take it. So I've got 6 now, right? Cavat, genetic codes. Oh, I've got 10? What? How did I get 10? Okay, I'm done. I don't need to anymore. I needed 10? I have 10. I thought I had 0, but I guess not. Okay, so next we need 8... Oh no, I don't need normal rice spots. I need 8 nitane extract. Yeah, they're you're pretty much guaranteed to get a pair at least in those missions. It's not guaranteed, like by the literal sense, but it's pretty much certain. Right. Nitane extract. How much did I say I needed? I just need 8 more, so 2 of these. 36, that's enough. So now it is just vein thorns. Vein thorns are the next thing. Don't feel like you've missed anything, Markov. It's literally just a glorified exterminate mission, which you have to do over and over again. But I'm getting a lot of Orokin cells, apparently. We need 5,000 more ferrite, and then we just need 37 argon crystals. And we will have enough resources to make every frame in the game. All of this stuff is going to be crafting. So watch out for next week's episode. All the non-prime frames, that is, at least, anyway. We haven't got all the prime sets yet, as you can see. Okay, guys, we have run out of time for this episode, but we have succeeded in getting all of the frames crafting. Look at all of these. Oh yeah, we're gonna have to do a lot of leveling up soon. You can see I started Urali a bit late. That's because her research just took a bit longer to finish. And also Equinox, we still got the day and night aspects crafting. They obviously take 3 days each, and then 3 days for Equinox. Such a pain of a frame, but we'll get there. So yeah, that is now all of the non-prime frames that we have collected. Happy days. Barrow is here now. Unfortunately, I'm away for this weekend, so I'm just going to pick up the stuff that he has, which I don't already have, which I think in this case is the Machete Wraith and the Halakar Wraith. So I'll grab those before I go. But yeah, otherwise, if you did enjoy this episode, guys, please leave a like and subscribe, and I will catch you in the next one.